Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Counting on Did Jana Duggar dance with Jim Bob at wedding? Counting on alum Jana Duggar continues to spark different questions from fans following her wedding with Stephen Wisman. Many fans are curious regarding her whereabouts today after she revealed in an interview that she will relocate with her husband to Nebraska. Jana and Stephen's dance during their wedding ceremony, a strictly forbidden activity in their church, also surprised many. This made some Reddit users speculate if Jim Bob allowed such an act and may have even danced with his daughter. Keep reading to see the discussion. Counting on Jana Duggar shares new house with Stephen Wisman. Jana previously had an interview in which she revealed her plans to move to Nebraska with Stephen. According to the Counting on alum, they have already purchased a small house in Nebraska, and she's excited to lay down some renovations. It was also reported that the little house is a 2,152 square foot home that Stephen purchased in June for $275,000. The married couple has yet to share if they're currently living together, but most people believe that they're now in their honeymoon phase and inseparable. Did Jana dance with Jim Bob at wedding? Some Redditors discussed the possibility that Jim Bob may have danced with her daughter during the ceremony. According to the poster, they're curious if the Duggar family patriarch gave Jana a father-daughter dance. Several people thought it would be a nice payment for Jana's sacrifices for the family. However, some Counting on fans doubt that Jim Bob Duggar would do such a thing, especially now that his reputation with the IBLP is badly strained due to the imprisonment of his oldest son, Josh. Did Joob have a father-slash-daughter dance with Jana? If not, did he refuse or did she not want one? I'm betting he wasn't asked as he'd refuse anyway. Probably seething the bride and groom had a dance. Wasn't he against any form of dancing to begin with? I remember one of the earlier episodes they mentioned that dancing was sinful or some bulls, Kinda surprising there was dancing at the wedding at all. Papa don't preach. Counting on. Will Jana Duggar continue studying in Nebraska? Amid all the celebrations, Jana also revealed that she's pursuing a professional career. The Counting on alum said in an interview earlier this month that she's been studying at a nursing school and even made it to the dean's list. She wondered if it's the missing piece she's been looking for her whole life after being single for years. But Stephen Wisman later arrived in her life, and many people are curious if she's going to continue her dreams in Nebraska. If so, Jana Duggar will be the first child of Jim Bob and Michelle to have a professional career after graduating from college. The Duggars, a family made famous by the TLC reality show 19 Kids and Counting and later Counting On, have long been a fixture in the public eye, known for their strict religious beliefs and traditional values. At the heart of the family dynamic is Jim Bob Duggar, the patriarch, and his children who have grown up under the spotlight. Over the years, one particular question has lingered in the public's mind. When Jana Duggar eventually marries, will she share a dance with her father, Jim Bob, at her wedding? This question arises from a combination of the Duggars' conservative views on courtship, marriage, and family structure, as well as the unique relationship Jana has had with her father over the years. Despite being in her 30s, Jana Duggar remains unmarried, which is unusual in a family where marriage is a significant milestone. As the eldest Duggar daughter, Jana's life has often been overshadowed by the expectations placed on her, not only by her father, but also by the family's devoutly Christian values. The Duggar family's wedding traditions. In the Duggar family, weddings are monumental occasions that adhere to traditional, conservative Christian values. The ceremonies are often large and filled with family members and close friends. In a family as tight-knit as the Duggars, the wedding day is more than just a celebration of love. It's a display of commitment to faith, family, and the future. Given that the Duggars follow an approach to courtship that focuses on family involvement and often prearranged interactions, weddings are seen as the culmination of a process that begins with father-daughter relationships and the approval of the patriarch, Jim Bob Duggar. In past Duggar weddings, the father-daughter dance has been a key element. Jim Bob has been the center of attention at each of his children's weddings, always present to share a dance with his daughters. This moment is not just symbolic, it is a significant rite of passage in the Duggar family, where the father publicly passes his daughter onto her new husband. These dances have often been characterized by deep emotional connection, with Jim Bob's presence signaling his blessing on his daughter's new journey. Jana Duggar's unique role in the family. Jana Duggar, unlike her younger sisters, has never walked down the aisle as a bride, despite being of marrying age. Her singleness has been a subject of intrigue for fans and viewers of the show. As the eldest daughter, she was expected to follow in her siblings' footsteps and marry early, start a family, and settle into the traditional roles that her parents value. However, Jana's life has unfolded differently, and she has spent much of her adult life assisting her parents in raising her younger siblings, managing the household, and supporting family projects. Her role as the family helper has led to some speculation about why she remains single. Some believe that Jana, as the oldest daughter, was required to put her own desires on hold to serve her parents and siblings, while others suggest that she simply hasn't found the right partner. Regardless of the reason, Jana's choice to remain unmarried has set her apart from the rest of the Duggar children, who often marry young and quickly settle into the next phase of life. In the world of the Duggars, the concept of courtship, not dating, is paramount. Courtship is intended to be a process that leads to marriage, with an emphasis on family approval and strict guidelines. Jana's long-standing singleness has raised questions among fans about how she might approach her own wedding when the time comes. Would it mirror the traditional Duggar weddings of her siblings, complete with a father-daughter dance, or would her wedding be different, considering her unique circumstances? The Dance of Expectations, Jana and Jim Bob. A father-daughter dance at Jana's wedding would undoubtedly be a moment of great significance. For most daughters, the father-daughter dance is a symbol of the bond between father and child, marking a transition into womanhood and the next chapter in life. For Jana, it would likely be an emotional occasion, especially given her life's trajectory within the family. A dance with Jim Bob at her wedding would likely symbolize a deep, symbolic passing of the torch, acknowledging the years of dedication she has put into her family and the relationship she shares with her father. However, there is more to the question than meets the eye. Jana Duggar's situation is unique because of her delayed marriage and her position within the family. As the firstborn daughter, Jana has been the one to hold the family together in many ways, acting as a second mother to her younger siblings and often taking on responsibilities far beyond what might be expected of a typical young woman in her 30s. It's possible that, in her case, a father-daughter dance could carry even more weight than it has for her siblings. Jana's father, Jim Bob, has long been a controlling figure in the family, and his influence over his daughter's courtships has been widely discussed. The question of whether Jana would share a dance with her father might represent more than just a traditional wedding moment. It could be a representation of her deep loyalty to her father and her family's values, acknowledging the sacrifices she has made in the pursuit of those values. While it's difficult to say definitively whether or not Jana Duggar would share a dance with her father at her wedding, it is clear that her wedding would be a highly emotional and significant event, both for her and for her family. Given her close relationship with Jim Bob, it seems likely that a father-daughter dance would take place, as it would be an important ritual that symbolizes the bond they share and the transition she would undergo as she moves into married life. The future of Jana Duggar's wedding. As of now, Jana Duggar remains unmarried, and her wedding has not yet occurred. Fans and viewers of the Duggar family are left to speculate about when it will happen and what it will look like. While a dance with Jim Bob at her wedding seems almost inevitable given the family's traditions, the circumstances surrounding her life and marriage may give it an added layer of meaning. When Jana does eventually walk down the aisle, the moment of her father's dance will surely be one of the most poignant and talked about moments in the Duggar family's long-running legacy. Until then, the question remains: will Jana Duggar dance with Jim Bob at her wedding? For now, only time will tell.